Hello, Coach Hallgrimsson and Casey Palmer. My name is Valentina Peña. I'm from W Radio Colombia. I have a question for you both. For the coach, many people in Colombia use the expression Cinderella, la Cenicienta, when they come to the less favorite team. But I personally do not think it's like that. What do you think is Jamaica's biggest weapon against a team like Mexico? And for Palmer, Mexico's defense hasn't been really good in the last games. 4-0 against Uruguay, 3-2 against Brazil. How do you think you can break that defense? Thank you.
Well, first of all, I think we are pleased with how we are progressing as a team, not in a specific way. So we are just growing as a team in I think all areas of the game. We are really lethal. We have fast players. We have individual skills in our team, and we are getting more and more tactical as we progress, as a unit, play more games with each other, etc. So I think that is our strength now at the moment. We are a improving collective unit, but with a lot of individual skills, with a lot of speed in our team. So that is in my opinion our strengths. Playing against Mexico, the powerhouse in our confederation, I think we need to go back 7-8 years to find the latest win for Jamaica against Mexico. So they are the powerhouse of our confederation, and on paper probably more likely to win the game. But luckily for us, this game is not played on paper; it's played out there. And on the day, like Casey said before, on the day we just need to be good on the day and have a really good game to beat a team like Mexico.
Yeah, I think for me we have many different weapons. I think, like the coach said, we have a lot of pace in the team, but we also have a lot of players that can create individual moments and do individual brilliance to create openings. Like you said, they've had difficult moments defending against some big teams, against some top players. So we would have watched and we've done our analysis on what we think we can do to kind of break them down. So yeah, goes back to that again, that we've got to turn up on the day and show them moments in the big moments that can be decisive to win off the game.
Thank you. Hello, Coach. My name is Moises Avila, Agent France Press. I would like to know how did you manage the absence of Bailey? At the beginning, he was considered in the main list, but now he's not. Were you considering him, or you had enough with the team you already have? And the other question is about Mexico. Maybe this is not the best version of Mexico that we have seen in the last years. What is your opinion about the team you're going to play with tomorrow? Thank you.
So we just like to focus on the players that we have. We're not thinking about the players we don't have, and we're really happy with the squad that is here. So we turn our focus and attention to our players here, and we're quite happy with the team. And like we have said before, individual talents in more or less all the positions. So is a good depth now in the Jamaica team. So happy with that. Mexico will always be Mexico. It's the same style of play, no matter who is playing. There's a little rotation, yes, in the squad, but I think the playing style will be the same. They are aggressive. They are direct, really fast players, individual skilled players. So we need to be really compact if we want to get results. We need to be on the day perfect tactically if we want to win Mexico tomorrow.
Sí. ¿Ustedes creen que es una ventaja que México no haya convocado a sus estrellas como Guillermo Ochoa, Henry Martin, Irving Lozano y Raúl Jiménez?
No, we will have to see tomorrow. We will have to see tomorrow if it's an advantage or not. Mexico has millions of football players to select from. They have really good league in Mexico. The players that are coming in are younger, mostly younger players. So probably thinking about recycling for the World Cup in 2022 as well, giving younger players a chance. So understandable that the coach would like to rotate, but I don't think is an advantage. I don't think it is a disadvantage, not for us, but for Mexico. We'll see tomorrow.
Me gustaría preguntarle al coach, si ha tenido la posibilidad de platicar con Michail Antonio acerca de Edson Álvarez, que es su compañero en el West Ham, y lo que puede influir Edson en el juego de la selección mexicana, si han hablado sobre alguna forma de detenerlo con el conocimiento que tienen ya de él, y a Casey sobre su opinión sobre Santiago Jiménez, que podría ser titular mañana en el juego ante Jamaica. ¿Qué opina él sobre Santiago como delantero y cómo lo han analizado?
Well, like all the other players, we have been watching more or less every individual in this squad for the last few months. We know them quite well. There's not a weakness in this Mexican team. Not a weakness in this Mexican team. I'm not sure if my scouts talked to Antonio about him, but I think we watch the English league quite a lot, so we know a lot about the players that are playing in England.
Yeah, I think for me, like you said, about individual players, we've kind of looked at the whole team and we know the strengths of the individuals, like you mentioned with Alvarez, which a lot of us will watch the Premier League week in, week out. So we know there's a lot of strength in depth, and like the coach said before, there's a lot of options to pick from with Mexico. So whoever comes in, we know it's going to be a strong opponent, and the style of play doesn't change. So we're prepared for whatever comes tomorrow.
Buenas tardes. Solo quiero preguntarle, he estado viendo la lista, es un Jamaica muy a la inglesa. Pregunto y si me puede confirmar si es un Jamaica que juega a la inglesa.
Well, you will have to wait and see what style we will play tomorrow. But yes, it's a lot of Jamaican players playing at the highest level. So it's good for the national team, for the country to be able to select players from a league like the English Premier League, the French League, even Saudi. So it's a privilege to have players from Jamaica playing at the highest level. If we play an English style, I don't even know what an English style is. You saw the English national team play yesterday or the day before yesterday. It was not a especially nice style that they played. So let's hope we will be better, at least than the English style they showed there.
En español, Mariano Sánchez del diario AS. La selección mexicana no llega en su mejor momento, ya lo decían. Viene de goleadas contra Uruguay y de partidos que no dejan un buen sabor de boca en la afición y en los medios. ¿Es esta la gran oportunidad de Jamaica para vencer a la selección mexicana en un torneo importante?
Well, looking upon the opponents, Mexico has been playing as late. They lost against US, they lost against Brazil and Uruguay. No, Uruguay. So it's maybe not the worst teams to play against. It goes without saying they were playing against the top teams in the world, and it was all good games, all hard-fought games. So they come in here, knowing exactly what they need to do. And I don't think losing against Brazil will take a lot of confidence away from Mexico. I don't believe so. So, yeah, Mexico will always play this similar style. Like I said before, their style is really direct, is really counter-attacking, individual skills, and fierce football, really fierce football.
Welcome again, viewers and subscribers. Now, this was a pre-match press conference ahead of Jamaica's game against Mexico in the Copa America. The game will start at 8 p.m. Jamaica time. Now, we are missing one Leon Bailey. So I want to touch on the absence of Leon Bailey. As you know, Leon Bailey has been excluded from the squad. Well, he basically excluded himself from the squad. As you know, Jamaica and Leon Bailey's relationship has not been good over the years. I think Leon Bailey is being used by Craig Butler. Leon Bailey is a pawn in Craig Butler's game, because Craig Butler is carrying a grudge against the Jamaica Football Federation. That's just my opinion. This all started back in 2017, with the passing of then President Captain Horace Burrell. I think Horace Burrell died in 2017 from cancer. Now, when he passed, that left a vacancy, right? Because he was elected in 2015 to serve his 4-year term, right? And he passed in 2017. So he passed in the middle of his term, leaving the post vacant. All right, there was a 2-year vacancy in the post. All right, so Craig Butler ran for president of the JFF, and he failed. The campaign was one controversial one. At one point, it's alleged that Craig Butler was offering each football association in Jamaica $3 million, right? And the JFF at the time find that to be unethical and also borderline bribery, right? So it was back and forth between Craig Butler and the JFF at the time. Eventually he lost, and he never took that loss well, right? Because he believed that he was the man for the job, and he was probably the only one in Jamaica that can run the JFF in a professional manner, according to him, because he sees the JFF as not being run professionally, right? And he believes that he's the only man that can run the JFF, turn the JFF into a professionally run organization. So he did not take that loss well, all right? So he was bitter, and maybe he still is. And so Leon Bailey is being used as a pawn in his game. Now, fast forward, after the loss in the 2017 election, he then turned his eye and becoming the head coach or the manager of the national senior men's Reggae Boyz team. And his proposal to the JFF was that the Jamaica football team should play his Phoenix Academy team in a home and away tie. One leg will play in Kingston and the other leg will be playing Montego Bay. And if his Phoenix Academy team win both legs, then he should be appointed manager of the Jamaica football team. So that was that was Craig Butler's proposal to the JFF. The JFF, of course, turned it down, laughed at his proposal. All right. So it was then turned out for Leon Bailey to play for Jamaica, which took a whole lot of time. At one point, Craig Butler, I think, was saying that it was a package deal. In order for Leon Bailey to play for Jamaica, then Jamaica would also have to include Kyle Butler, which is Craig Butler's biological son, other son, right? So Craig Butler at the time was saying it is a package deal. If Kyle can't make the national team, then Leon Bailey won't play for the national team. So he has been holding the Jamaica Football Association at ransom for this very long time now, because I think of his loss in the election. So that has been spilled over and still spilling over. All right. Eventually, though, I think the JFF and Craig Butler work out something where Leon Bailey was able to play for Jamaica. I think they also accused the JFF of going back on the deal, because the deal was that Kyle Butler and Leon Bailey would make the team. And so far, Kyle Butler has never played for Jamaica men's senior team. So I think they were saying at one point that the JFF go back on their original agreement that if Leon Bailey is drafted, then Kyle Butler will also be drafted into the team. All right, so I think it was in 2019, Leon Bailey made his debut, his long-awaited debut for the Jamaica men's senior team. I think it was against Honduras. All right, and then now, after playing and playing and playing, we come right back now to this year where Leon Bailey was suspended. I think it was our semi-final game against the United States where he was suspended for breaking a curfew. And you know, Leon Bailey went on a popular podcast. I think it was Let's Be Honest, where he said basically he's taking a break. Even though he was suspended, he was saying that he's taking a break from football, playing for Jamaica. All right. So Leon Bailey did not make the squad, and eventually we lost that game. And so now, Leon Bailey, by extension, Craig Butler is saying, in order for Leon Bailey to be included in this current Copa America squad, then there are certain criteria that will have to be met. All right, they talk about accommodation, meaning that Leon Bailey needs his own room and should not be sharing any hotel room with anybody. He also needs personal security. I think there's one other, but there were 3 conditions that the JFF would have to meet in order for Leon Bailey to be included in the squad. The JFF and Leon Bailey's agent, his father Craig Butler, I think they had a meeting. I think they came to some amicable agreement. And the JFF, being so excited, they went ahead and included Leon Bailey in the original squad. Only for Leon Bailey to come on social media and say no, there was no agreement that he would play for Jamaica. All right, so then a big embarrassment on the JFF. And yeah, it really looked bad for Joe. It really looked bad at the time. You know, it just seems unprofessional. And maybe some people were saying that, yeah, see it, Craig Butler was right, that the JFF is being run in an unprofessional manner. Because how could you include a player in the squad, right, when there was no concrete agreement that he will be playing for Jamaica? Anyway, so we have to revise the squad. So now we have a revised squad going to the Copa America. But anyway, with or without Leon Bailey, I think we have enough in the squad to advance beyond the group stage. Our first game is against Mexico tonight at 8 p.m. Jamaica time. Now, our head-to-head record against Mexico is woeful. I think we only have managed 5 wins against Mexico. I think we met them about 32 times, and we only managed 5 wins against them. They won 22, and I guess the other 5. The other 5 ended in a draw. All right, so our head-to-head clash against Mexico is not good, especially away from home. The last time we beat Mexico was at the Gold Cup, the 2017 Gold Cup. That was the last time we squeezed out a 1-0 win in the 2017 Gold Cup. I think we went to the final in the 2017 Gold Cup. It was under Tapa Whitmore. Yeah, man, I think we went to the final. I think we lost the final against USA. All right, so our head-to-head record against Mexico is not good. But, I mean, Mexico has not been the Mexico of yesteryears. Long ago, going up against Mexico is a certain defeat, especially if you're playing at their home ground, which is the Azteca. It was a certain defeat. I mean, remember years ago we went to Mexico and we pulled off a draw, and we celebrated that draw as if it was a win, because not many teams could go to Mexico, especially at the Azteca, and pull off even a draw. All right, but football has changed. The talent pool has widened. There's no monopoly in football, right? So the gap is closing. So I'm expecting Jamaica to put on a good show. We can beat Mexico. We can beat Mexico. What you know about this Mexican team, as the coach said, they are very direct. They play very direct football. All right, they are fast players, and their players are normally very fit. Seems like age doesn't affect them. The young, the old, they all play with this tenacity, guile. Yeah, man, that's always been Mexico. All right, but if we stick to our basics and stick to the coach game plan, I'm sure we can beat Mexico. All right, nothing less. All right, so after Mexico, I think our next game will be against Ecuador. That again is going to be a tough game. But historically, we don't do so bad against the South American teams. We always seem to hold our own against the South American teams. Yeah. So I'm also expecting that we can beat Ecuador. Yeah, we can beat Ecuador. All right. The next game after Ecuador is Venezuela. I'm expecting us to beat Venezuela. Yes, we can beat Venezuela. Of all the games, I think that we can win in this group. Venezuela would be that team to beat in the group. All right, I'm confident that Jamaica can beat Venezuela. Going into this tournament, though, as the coach mentioned, Jamaica, I think, is the lowest ranked team in the competition. Are the second to last lowest ranked team in the competition. All right, but I'm expecting us to beat Venezuela. We can beat Ecuador and we can beat Mexico. So I'm expecting some good things from Jamaica in this tournament. As I know, it's a Copa America, and this is a good testing ground to test how far the team is in preparation for the World Cup qualifiers. All right, so I'm expecting the Jamaicans to give a good account of themselves. The only missing person of note from this team is Leon Bailey, and that's just it. If he doesn't want to play for the national team, then just let him be. Understand? Just make him go on. Players come and players go. Remember the days of Walter Boyd? It's the same issue I'll have with Walter Boyd. At one point, I think Walter Boyd was the only Jamaican player in the Jamaica squad back then. 96, 97 coming down was the only player in the Jamaica squad that was being paid. Back then, football was different, especially for developing country or what you call third world countries. Playing for your national team at that time, there wasn't any money involved. I mean, maybe you'll get a stipend, so a bus fare, and when you come to training, you get some lunch. But Walter Boyd was such a talent back then that I think he was the only player that was given a salary. He was allowed a lot of leeway. He was the only player that could turn up to training late. But Walter Boyd was so good that I guess all protocols went out the door, and we bowed basically to Walter Boyd's demand. So I guess maybe it's the same thing Leon Bailey doing right now, but with or without Leon Bailey, man, the team will survive. And I think we'll give a good account of ourselves at this Copa America tournament. I'm looking for us to advance beyond the group stage. Yeah, man, beyond the group stage. And this will set a good platform for the World Cup qualifiers coming up. Well, it's already started to continue the World Cup qualifier going into 2025. All right. As you know, the World Cup is coming up in Canada, Mexico, and the United States. I don't like when the World Cup scatter all over the place. So I believe in a one host country. But from the FIFA coup, where America basically executed a coup and took over FIFA because they wanted America to host the tournament. And the thing already when they come on to bidding for World Cup. It's a bit of bribery with a bit of presentation. And I guess some bribe never pay, or somebody never get paid enough, and America was overlooked for the World Cup. America didn't take that well because they believe that it was their time to host the World Cup after hosting it in 94, 92, Me no remember. But the last time host it was somewhere thereabout. So they were believing that it was their time to host the World Cup. And lo and behold, it was given to Russia. And again, Russia, is their long time political enemy. So they did not take that one well. So they staged a coup and they took over FIFA. And there you have it. America is now hosting the World Cup in 2026 along with Mexico and Canada. And I think this tournament is the expanded tournament as well. I don't remember how many teams will be going, but traditionally it's 32 teams. But I think some additional teams will be going to the World Cup. So I think CONCACAF get additional slots. So there's no excuse now for Jamaica not to be at this World Cup. Absolutely none. Because let's put it this way. I think USA will get an automatic spot being the host, and I think the rest will have to be qualified. All right? But with USA out, Canada and Mexico, I expect them to go through. And I think we have another spot and a half. We must can get that spot and a half, man. We must can get that spot and a half. I'm confident. There are some other players that we are looking into. For example, Mason Greenwood of Manchester United. He will be an excellent addition to our squad. But these players, they're going to hold out as long as possible with hopes of playing for England. And if they are not able to make the England team, or if they see that there's no hope for them to make the England team, then they will decide that they're going to come and play for Jamaica. And me not have a fault nobody, because at the end of the day, you see playing for those countries, you see playing for England is like working for England as a government worker. When you retire, you're going to get a pension. There's so many benefits that these players are going to get. All right, playing for England. When you come play for Jamaica, all they get is a salary. And when the time done, you go back where you come from. You know much players play for Jamaica, and right now they are living in poverty. Destitute poverty, can barely make ends meet after playing for the national team. We need to do more for sports players who represent our country. We should have a pension system in plan, some benefits to take care of them long after they represent their country. Man, so we can get them to be more patriotic and they will choose their country over money. All right. So as I said before, Mason Greenwood is one player we're looking to draft in the squad. Another is our Arsenal baller. They were named Nelson. Reece Nelson. I think he has some Jamaican ties. If we could get Nelson in the squad, that would be an excellent addition again. Who else? All right, Nelson, Mason Greenwood. At one point, we were looking at Maitland Niles, another ex-Arsenal player, to draft in the squad. He will be an excellent addition to the squad as well. Oh, God. So we have so many players out there that potentially could make the squad. I'm hoping that they decide to come in, because some of these players, I don't think they have a chance to make the England national team. I'm just being honest, right? Unless they have a really good season, they might get a one call-up. And even when they get a one call-up, that's just it. They probably play 1 or 2 games for England, and that's it. All right, so there you have it, viewers and subscribers. Tell me what you think about this pre-match press conference, and also your prediction for tonight's game. All right, remember to hit the like button. Also subscribe and leave a comment. All right.